the problem with failure is not that we failed, but if we don't learn from that failure, that's the greatest failure. So, and unfortunately, we've seen people like that. We failed in many areas, and I hope that we have both the humility and the understanding to learn from those mistakes, learn from those failures. But you do meet people who fail, sometimes in big ways, and don't have the humility and understanding to say, I'm not upset with myself that I fell, but what are the important lessons and changes that I must make moving forward? So these are two important awarenesses, thoughts. One, failure is not a bug in the system. It's not a mistake. It's meant to be a part of the process. It actually is what makes us great human beings. On the other hand, every time we fail, we better make sure that we're learning something from it, that there's something different about the way I will behave next time.
And this is what I'm saying, and I'm not challenging you. We're saying the same thing, but I keep taking it to the next place. If a person then in that second category keeps failing, they refuse to learn, maybe because of lack of humility or an excess of ego.
Or maybe not thinking about it.
Maybe not making it a priority, right? Just thinking that that's their nature and that's okay. And then before you know it, they make decision after decision that's in a category of falling, and then they have fallen. And I think that's how society and culture sees certain people as sinners, because it's repeated behavior of just not caring because they aren't actually changing.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know if I'd use the word. Everybody has, different people.
Well, sinner and
that's a word that has so much baggage and different people.
Okay, so fallen.
Right.
Fallen to the point of, because a lot of people give up on their process. They give up on themselves. And I think this is part of the reason why.
You mean a bad person? I mean, the person views themselves.
They view themselves as, not that they're a bad person, but that they view themselves.
Right, but
because they're not actually taking these nuggets, these opportunities, these failures, and doing something with them. They just let it define them. And before you know it, that's the space that you're in.
So that's again. So that's a third idea, which is important.
Yes.
Which is that. And by the way, that's not always the people who are learning from their failures. It could be somebody who is learning, but still after a while, because they're expecting themselves to be perfect, even if they are learning from it and changing, they still start viewing themselves as either as a failure or somebody as
damaged or something.
Right.
Yes.
So what we're saying is that because failure is an important part of the process, never view yourself as a failure because you failed. It's actually the only reason, again, the only point at which a person should view themselves as a failure because they failed is either because if they don't learn from it or they're just thinking in the wrong way. Because failures do not make us a failure. Failures actually make us better people, stronger people, wiser people.